All right, welcome to Good Choices. So I'm gonna put my cigarette out here. Finished up my ultra processed, trans fat, standard American diet food here. Dessert that I'm eating right now. And then what else did I finish up recently? Oh yeah, I slung down a whole bottle of whiskey. So just kidding there. Those are some examples of bad choices. So if I ever feel bad about, hey, I'm throwing all my time away um, on a cert that's not going to get me nowhere, it's like, well, I could have spent that time, uh, you know, doing something that is an obvious bad choice. I could have gone gambling instead. So we're gonna continue with the next part of the lesson. My last video was on channel rebranding. So the next yeah. So now we're done with talking about files. So we're gonna move on to directories, which is a file, but hopefully we'll learn more about that distinction. All right, so creating and deleting directories. Creating directories with mkdir. Creating directories is critical to organizing your files and folders. Files may be grouped together in a logical way by keeping them inside a directory. To create a directory, use mkdir. So get that through --help. Options, these are the dashes, and then you can pick anything for a directory name. And this is something I want to be clear about too. Mkdir text file.txt. That's a valid directory name. So when I do an ls now, I have a very confusing result here. And if I didn't have this text highlighting, I couldn't tell if this was a directory or a file until I did ls-l. Now I can see it's a directory because it has this D here. So naming your directories and your files in a conventional way is gonna is really important. Now, one thing that makes sense is you could say my dir backup if you're trying to back up a whole directory. So there are some instances where that dot syntax does apply in a good way to directories. But the point I'm trying to make here is that if you don't name the things in a conventional best practices practical way in Linux, now in Windows there's kind of safeguards for this in a way, but in Linux you're in full control, so you have every right to do that. So do that with caution. All right, so where directory name is the name of the directory to be created, any number of directories can be created simultaneously. So same thing as all the other commands. So mkdir space dir1 would create the directory dir1 in the user's current directory. Mkdir space dir1 space dir2 space dir3. The preceding command would create three directories, dir1, dir2, and dir3 at the same time. To create a directory together with its subdirectories, use the option -p, standing for parents. Okay, so okay, I did not know about that. I've wanted to do that so many times, but I did not know about the -p. So I would just make it change directory in the one I created and then make one again. This is actually really convenient, especially for scripting. This command would create the directory structure parents, children. For example, it would create the directories parents and children. Children would be located inside of parents. So let's take that for a spin I've kind of been looking for this. So we're going to say mkdir, and then or we're going to spell it correctly, mkdir-p, and then parents and children. Let me think about something that would be let's do this. Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker. Did he have any kids like later? I guess he was only portrayed as a kid and as a young adult, so I don't think he was portrayed that I can remember. I'm not a Star Trek junkie by any means, but I'm not sure if I can demo. Let's just say the Force. Okay, so now if I do an ls, we don't have the Force, we don't have Luke Skywalker. All we have is this Darth Vader, because if I change directory to it, now it's nested inside of that. Change directory to this, now it's nested inside of that. So I'm going to use this syntax to go back. I went back one too far. I'm going to do rm-rf Darth Vader. Now what is that -r I did? Let's take a look. So -r stands for recursive. Remove directories and their contents recursively. Let's see what happens if I don't do the -r. And we'll just do a -f instead. Oh, we can't move it because it's a directory and you didn't specify -r. You need to do -r to remove directories and then all the subdirectories contained within them. Let me try it one more time without any flags. Okay, same thing. So we don't even need the f. In fact, it's definitely a better practice not to include the f, because if you try to remove the wrong file, it will let you do that if you do the -f. So leaving off the -f is generally better practice. All right, so removing directories with rmdir. rmdir deletes a directory if it is empty. Okay, well, let me try it the other way to see. So mkdir Darth Vader. Now let's try rm instead of rmdir Darth Vader. Oh, we can't do it because it's a directory. Now let's try -r. Okay, so you can still do it even if it's empty. So there's, like they mentioned in this training, there's always multiple ways to do things in Linux. One of the ways is rmdir, but another way is rm-r. So rmdir deletes a directory if it is empty. Its syntax is given by rmdir options directory, where directory could be a single argument or a list of arguments. rmdir dir1. This command would delete dir1. rmdir, this command up here. This command would simultaneously delete dir1 and dir2. So ram dir1, dir2. And it is worth mentioning, these are relative paths. Remember the difference between relative and absolute paths. There's no slash at the beginning. So that means relative to your present working directory, which you can figure out by using pwd, these two directories will be deleted. So let's say I have the Darth Vader, or let's actually do that. Let's make mkdir Darth Vader, and then we'll change directory into Darth Vader, and then we're gonna say mkdir dir2. All right, and then if we go back into the lab because I messed that up, and then we'll do mkdir dir1 ls. So now we have a dir1. If we go into Darth Vader, now we have a dir2. So let's try it now. So rmdir1 dir1 dir2. Oh, failed to remove dir2. No such file directory. Well, we saw it. It's in the Darth Vader folder. Right, but we specified a relative path, not an absolute path. So it does not exist relative to this present working directory. Instead, we'd have to go into the Darth Vader to delete that one. Oh, but we can see now we don't know dir1 because relative to this present working directory, there is no dir1. Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of interesting. I did not know this. So, if this command fails, so if there's a failure associated with this command, it still runs the parts of the command with which there's no failure associated. So the syntax was perfectly valid. The syntax was perfectly valid, but the parameter, the arguments that we fed to the command, dir1 and dir2, consisted of a valid and an invalid argument. So even though having the invalid argument, dir1, which does not exist relative to our present working directory, in there, even though having that fed to the command caused a error message, a failure, the argument that was passed that was valid, dir2, because it does exist relevant to our working directory, that actually executed, even though we got a failure message. So if I do cd ... now we won't have that dir1 anymore, because before that was also the case. So that's good to know. I'm glad I know that. That'll be important for things like scripting and stuff. So let's try the rmdir. There we go. Okay, that's a new way to do that. All right, so moving on. Okay, so this command would delete dir. There we go. We did that. Now this command would simultaneously delete dir and dir2 if one of these is not relative to the present working directory or is not a actual existing dir that can be deleted. What will happen is it will fail to delete the one that is not possible to be deleted for whatever reason, but then it will succeed in deleting the one that is valid. So that's important to know. When a command fails, a bash command fails, it will still, it won't totally fail out all aspects of the command. It will succeed in the parts that are able to be succeeded and fail in the parts that are not able to succeed. All right, so you may remove, and that's different from Python. That's a lot different from Python. So you may remove a directory with its subdirectory. So rmdir-p parents/children. This will remove the directory structure parents/children. Note that if any of the directories are not empty, they will not be deleted. All right, so let's try that quick. So we're going to do mkdir -p Darth Vader, and we're doing the -p so we can do subdirectories, Luke Skywalker, and then we're going to say dir1. All right, so that's perfectly fine. Let's do rmdir, and we'll leave off the -p and do this same thing. What? What happened? Oh, I guess it just fails silently. Or you know what? This is what happened. Darth Vader. There's no, it just deleted the one you specified last, because this is a relative path to this directory, so it will delete the directory specified in the relative path. If you want to delete all these directories, then you give it the -p, and then it deletes this directory, and then this directory. If we give it an invalid path like this, because that final directory no longer exists, it fails And I believe it fails totally in this case. Let's take a look. Yeah, it fails totally in this case because this is all one parameter. If these were given in separate parameters, then it would succeed for the ones where there wasn't an issue and then fail for the ones where there is. 9:30. I just got a notification. I'm going to check what that was, and I'll be right back. All right, so that notification was actually pretty important. I need to take my car in for maintenance, and I need to do that. I can't just skip that. Oh my god, I love skipping things. Okay, not in this. Well, you know what? I love skipping things so much. I'm gonna skip making the rest of this video. So let's try to get down to. You know what? Oh, that's too bad. Okay, so we got here. There we go. So we got to removing directories. We got to here. We're talking about this. Oh yeah, we got the -p. This would remove the directory structure parents/children. Note that if any of the directories are not empty, they will not be deleted. So let's demo that quick. I think I got time for that. Hopefully, I probably don't. Okay, so we're gonna make the directory here. Then we're gonna change to it. All right, and then we're gonna fill up this dir1 with the file my file1. Okay, and now we're gonna do that delete command and fail to remove directory not empty. Okay, so I'm pretty sure. I mean, these lessons aren't that hard. Let's be honest. So. I mean, you can do an rm-r. I feel like a lot of times they just overcomplicate things. But anyways, that's it. Really short video today. I wish I could do more, but I need my car not to break down. So I need to do a preventative maintenance because that's the kind of guy I am. Oil change. Maybe a tire rotation. I don't know. I feel like the tire rotation is oftentimes superfluous. Okay, so you may remove a directory in a submarine. Okay, so yeah, this is where I am. So when I come back, I will be making a longer video. I don't know when I'll come back. If I come back with my freaking journey ahead of me. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.